You get a magic item. You get a magic item. Everybody gets a magic item. Hello everyone, and welcome back down here to the Gamer's Den with me, your host, Jordan, your Master of Lore and Storyteller Extraordinaire, bringing you more magic items for D20 Modern, although this time they're of the Homebrew variety. In the background, you may hear the chirping of my two most adorable co-hosts, Nora, Journeyman Storyteller and Initiate to the Seventh Circle of Lore, and also Atticus, Apprentice Storyteller, and as yet uninitiated to any circles of lore, but you know what? I said it before and I say it again, he knows how to work those charm spells. But we are not going to be talking about that today. Today, like I said, we're going to talk about some homebrew magic items, and we're going to make this a relatively quick one. So, towards that end, with that goal in mind, we're going to begin with Mordenkainen's magnificent motorhome. This aging, sun-beaten, road-worn RV is readily passed over by casual eyes at first glance. Upon entering, however, its magic is readily discovered as the inside is a space equal to 3 10-foot cubes per caster level, and staffed with 26 unseen servants with a banquet table able to serve 12 persons per caster level. So this is just a great way for the players to have a nice mobile base. It's probably one they're going to want to try to magically reinforce in some fashion, or at least have a back entrance to get within this particular little mobile pocket dimension that they'll have with them. It's a nice, nondescript way for a group of adventurers to move around while maintaining some level of discretion and ability to hide the autocannons that they might have at their disposal, or the various arcane and divine implements that they may be raging around with. But we also have true seeing binoculars. These binoculars appear to be a cheap $5 set, but closer inspection reveals a sturdy construction and a series of minuscule runes carved into the lenses. These allow the user to see through illusions and visual distortions, per the true seeing spell. Now, both of these are fairly high-level spells in Mordenkainen's magnificent mansion, or at least in this case applied towards a motorhome, does not really appear in the spell list for D20 Modern, but it's such a classic and it fits so readily well. This is one example of a homebrew item that will be incredibly useful for the players using some high-level magic they might not normally have access to, and is not going to be something that they can so readily and rapidly replicate themselves. But that use will still be, well, incredibly useful for the players. So definitely something to have handy, and it's the same thing with true seeing as well. It's a nondescript way for them to have a useful ability to get through, say, if they're fighting a Displacer Beast, the blur effects or the displacement effects that the Displacer Beast has going at all times. So again, a very readily useful set of items here. And then, of course, following up with that, we have the Infinite Magazine. Not a subscription, mind you. All numbers normally carved into the edge of this 45 caliber magazine have been replaced with infinity symbols, and will reshape to adjust for any 45 caliber pistol, and any such pistol will never need to be reloaded. Definitely useful, definitely valuable for the players, but not something that in and of itself is all that powerful. A 45 caliber pistol will be doing 2d6, or if you go with my adjusted damage, it'll pump out a little bit more, but that damage overall is not really the big selling factor here. It's the effect that it has on the action economy for the players. This way, say they give this to the smart hero who maybe does not have the feats invested into quick reload. This will allow them to be able to participate in the fight without having to reload and thus sacrificing their attack actions, assuming that they're down to attacking with their pistol. And really, if that's happened, things have gone terribly wrong for the players. And then lastly, we have another useful handy item, and it's the all-weather Tent of Sanctuary. These tents come in a variety of sizes for varying numbers of occupants, but their unifying feature is that when set up and occupied, they generate a sanctuary effect, per the sanctuary spell, with in this case having a will save DC of 15. They also generate an endure elements effect inside the enclosure, keeping the occupants comfortable as well as safe. So for those of you that don't know right off the top of your heads, Sanctuary basically provides a protective aura, a protective radius that forces anybody who's taking hostile action against the person protected by the Sanctuary spell, or indeed maybe inside the area of effect, to have to roll a will save, otherwise they lose the action. So very handy to have when you're camping out and perhaps want to buy yourself a little bit of extra time. And then the all-weather portion with Endure Elements, that's just to keep people safe and alive from weather. Not that weather damage and exposure and effects comes up a lot in a lot of campaigns, but I've been known to throw it at my own players now and then, and having it on there is just a nice little comfortable afterthought kind of thing, so that neither the DM nor the players really have to think about it a whole lot. Except for in the most extreme of cases, but again, at that point, if that's happening, something's gone horribly wrong for the players. But these are just 4 homebrewed magic items. Certainly there's more within the Urban Arcana book. There are more that are absolutely possible out there. Probably my favorite is the magic 8-ball that's enchanted with the augury spell that allows the players to ask it a question and it will divine an answer for them. So that's just a really neat, very 90s, 80s, it's a very decades back kind of idea there, and it's just a nice blending of the modern with the magical. And it's something that I highly encourage that you do, both DMs and players. Get creative, get weird, get wacky with this, because really that's where a lot of the fun comes out. I mean, yeah, I could go on. I could clearly go on. But with that said, I've been your host, Jordan, your master of lore and storyteller extraordinaire. This has been Atticus, apprentice storyteller and uninitiated to any lores, working his charms here on the channel. And go on down to the comments below, let me know your thoughts. What are some magic items you have come up with for your campaigns? Did you like today's video, or did you just think I really missed the mark all the way around here? Let me know your thoughts down below. And if you haven't done so already, go on down there, hit the subscribe button, and become a regular member here at the channel so that you can keep up with more of the shenanigans that I post here. But once again, with that said, I've been your host, Jordan, your master of lore and storyteller extraordinaire. You all have yourselves a good day. I'm going to go take care of this little one now. We did it, buddy.